Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And do you recall, like a couple of weeks ago, you had a house call, and you gave it to me after you purchased what you wanted. Mm-hmm. And over Brighton area of Rochester, a lady had passed away. Well, mother had passed away, and the lady was getting rid of her estate, basically.
Yep.
And do you recall what that lady said to you?
Well, she said a lot of things. Specifically, probably not.
About how wonderful it is what we do.
Oh, yeah.
And how we're performing a service.
Yeah. She was very happy. Very nice lady.
And actually, the funny thing about it is, after she called you, I guess she actually thought that she had to pay you to take the stuff away.
Yeah, she goes, how much do I owe you per hour? I said, no, the job is to pay you, to take things from you so I can sell it and make money. You know, clear your house out and make you some money.
Yep, and one of the things you just said right there, I mean, yes, to make some money is good, but one of the biggest things that you said right there is clear your house out. And I got to thinking about this because I had relayed on the live show a few weeks ago, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, on Wednesdays, about how one of my co-workers, unfortunately, her mother had passed, and her father had gone to a nursing home. And she asked me if I knew anybody that knew anything at all about books. And I went by, and she was so grateful that I went through and I bought a few books from her and a few other things from her, but also that I was able to give her some pricing ideas on various things. Now, she had an estate sale company come in before. They didn't sell very much of the stuff. I mean, she made a little bit of money, but still had a lot of stuff left over. And it got me thinking, in a lot of ways, all of us do perform services because we are, to anybody watching this, and to you or to me, we see, I mean, anytime there's a vacant house for whatever reason, I mean, God forbid someone passes away or someone moves out of state and needs whatever, we see opportunity.
Sure.
Most people don't see opportunity at all. They're overwhelmed.
Yeah, oh yeah. And if I didn't know you, I probably would have ended up buying some of that other stuff anyway, because I know there's an outlet somewhere between eBay and Amazon, but thank God I got enough to list, and it's right up your alley, so I'm glad not to deal with it. I took what I was interested in the magazines and left the rest.
Well, and then the other side of that is you and I have different ways of acquiring merchandise, and I go to a lot of different types of things than you go to. I mean, in the old days I used to go to auctions, I go to a lot of flea markets, that kind of stuff. You are very, very good in the areas that you're good at, the magazines and all that kind of things, sports cards, etc. And if somebody or other comes in with something or other else, you will look it up, you'll learn about it.
Sure.
I tend to pick up a lot of my information from just walking around the flea markets, paying attention, listening, overhearing people. So it's a different way of getting the knowledge. You tend to get the knowledge when it's offered to you, when you have the opportunity to get it.
Yeah.
I may have a broader knowledge base only from going to the various flea markets, and I know you as a dealer, I'm talking to you, and as I'm talking, I'm looking around, and you've got stuff there that I don't even begin to deal in, but I can, what's this? The coworker of mine was a friend, and if she weren't a friend of mine, I'm certain I could have bought or would have bought a lot of other stuff. She was going to have a garage sale the weekend after I was visiting, and she said, "Oh, do you know anything about?" And it was funny because everything that she brought up, I knew a little bit about. I don't know specifics on it, but I have general ideas of, I've seen that before at flea markets. People usually ask this on it. I've seen that before. And so she was saying, I don't know, what are these, like $5? I go, well, they're more like $20. Really? Yeah, they're about $20 a piece. People will ask about 40, so if you put 20, you're going to sell it. If I weren't friends with her, I probably could have filled up my entire car. She would have probably been happy, but I would have felt bad that it was ripping her off.
Right, exactly.
So I only stayed with the book area.
Sure.
On that kind of stuff.
But what happens a lot lately, I mean, it happens all the time, and more so lately, people come in with a gentleman today. He had sports cards, he had some toys, and after the deal was done, he goes, "Oh, do you buy models?" I was sure I buy models. So he brought in 2 models.
Buy or date?
Exactly. Well, me or him. Anyways, but I I ended up buying the 2 models. They were expensive models, so he picked up an extra $100, you know. And then the people that bought the Gene Autry collection, they keep piecing it out to me. The first time they came in, they go, "Do you buy electric bikes?" Well, I don't buy electric bikes, but I'm interested in buying electric bikes. So I looked it up, and I bought it from them, and you know, we just sold it for really good money today. So, you know, it pays to have that extra knowledge, or at least get them in the door with the item and see if it's something you're willing to take a chance with. You know, so they make some extra money, and you can make some as well.
Right, which is another benefit to them as well. Again, because honestly, what were they going to do with the electric bike?
Yeah, no, they paid a lot of money for it years ago. They never rode it. And, you know, they had some idea what it was worth from what they paid and what they're online. And I said, you know, I can offer you this. I'm not an expert in this field. You know, I'm going to take a chance, and who knows if it's going to sell. They were happy because we bought everything from them. They don't have to drive anywhere else, and it's a done deal.
Yep. And again, you know, it's what do people call exercise equipment? You know, the world's most expensive clothes hangers.
True.
You know,
I got a room full of them.
You know, people just end up with rooms full of stuff, and you do get the occasional person who wants to get top dollar out of everything, and they're going to wind up never getting rid of anything just because they want top dollar out of everything. But most other people, it's amazing. You go there for a purchase, they will pawn so much other stuff off on you. Just like, oh, you got room in your car. Take this. Take this. Give me $5. I know it's worth a lot more than that. Take $5.
Yeah.
But you really are performing a service by taking the stuff away from them, and they also feel good about themselves because they know how they have value. And how many times have you had people just give you stuff?
Oh yeah,
you know,
many times, yeah.
And they're like, I don't want this to go in the dump.
Right.
I'm not going to do anything with it. I know it has value. I don't want it to end up in a dump. I hope you make something off it. Good luck to you.
Well, Playboys are a perfect example because everyone sees online crazy prices, but then in reality they try and sell it. Nobody wants Playboys. Then they come to me with other stuff. Do you take Playboys? No, we don't. You want them for free? Sure. So now I don't even offer money on Playboys because I just get them for free most of the time. It's serious. It's crazy.
But they want them gone.
Right.
Again, that's what it comes down to.
They're heavy. They're in boxes. They're in storage, and you know they don't look at them, and it's just a waste.
Yeah. So I want you to think about that yourself out there, because if you're watching this, give yourself a pat on the back. Because you are performing a service for people. They don't know what to do with the stuff. They know it's better than throwing out, but they don't really want it. And if they pick up a couple of $100 extra for it, hey, great. They can go out to lunch or dinner this week, and they're very, very happy about it. They've cleared the stuff out, and you've also taken a lot of stress out of their life. Because obviously, if a loved one passes on, if a loved one goes into assisted living, whatever the case happens to be, it's a very stressful time for them to start with. And now on top of it all, I'll give you a perfect example. The situation with my coworker, they were bumping up against, they have to get the house cleared out by the end of the month.
Yeah, that's always the case, yeah.
Because the house was sold. And I think a lot of people put the house up for sale with stuff in it, not realizing that, oh, this closes a lot faster than the stuff I got out of here.
Exactly, yeah.
And so they're bumping up against it, and you know they're like, oh, I don't want to rent a dumpster. And even right there, you're saving them money renting a dumpster. You're doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So just realize that the deals are out there, and a lot of times you really are doing a favor to the person selling. You really, truly are. And for it to have happened twice within 2 weeks made me really realize how important it is what we do. It really, truly is. And again, we're saving the planet, keeping the stuff out of landfill, upcycling, recycling, whatever you want to call this, and repurposing. We're doing all that kind of stuff as well. But, you know, you go in and you treat people with respect, and, you know, you understand the difficulty of the position that they're in. And one little insider tip that I'm going to give you, I have to do it to allow myself to sleep at night. Always ask if they're sure they want to get rid of the items, because a lot of the stuff is personal stuff, and you may see it and all we're seeing is dollar signs because we're in the business, but realize that it's their stuff as well, and it's their family, and it may have meaning to them. And when I was with the coworker, she had some stuff there, you know, including family photos and all that, and I said, are you sure you want to get rid of this? She goes, yeah, I've got other pictures of my uncle. I don't care. Okay. She goes, but thank you for asking. And that's what it came down to. But again, I guess the other point is, if you've got 50 pictures of your uncle, do you need 51? I guess that was kind of the way she's looking at it, going, I don't really care about that. I've got the pictures I really like.
Right.
Or, she was selling like military uniforms of her one of her uncles, and she's, I don't care. I mean, we're not going to display it. We're not going to wear it. What are we going to do with it?
Yeah.
We'd rather give it to somebody who collects it, somebody who can appreciate it, because we really don't appreciate it.
Right.
But always ask, especially I always ask with photos and things like that. And you would be absolutely amazed how many times people just say, just take it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But do ask. That way, the worst thing of all is to buy it and then them calling you up a week later saying, hey, did you happen to have? Because sometimes that happens as well. And of course, that's probably the first thing you sold, unfortunately.
True.
All righty. And if you could do us all a service,
What do you like?
hit the like button, and we will see you next video.
Take care.